Looking at the trading week beginning Monday, December 1st, the first week of the last month of the year, one of the things we need to look at is the labor data that's going to be released. The next BLS non-farm payrolls data release is scheduled for Tuesday, December 16th, which means that the employment component of next week's ISM data, the JOLTS job openings data, and the ADP monthly non-farm employment change data will be the last credible employment data that the Fed sees before the December 10th Federal Open Markets Committee meeting. You could probably throw the jobless claims data in there as well. That means the data I just listed out is much more important than it would be on any other first week of a new month. Also next week, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is scheduled to speak on Monday, December 1st. The venue is the National Association for Business Economics annual meeting. The subject of his speech focuses on monetary policy and the review of the Fed's framework, where he's expected to discuss current economic conditions, the near-term outlook for monetary policy, and the results of the Fed's recent review of its monetary policy strategy. This is likely to be the biggest data point for next week. Now, also next week, we have 56 companies with market caps over $1 billion reporting earnings, including Okta, DocuSign, Rubrik, GitLab, Brown-Forman, Hormel Foods, Five Below, and Macy's. Economic data next week. On Sunday night, we have an OPEC meeting that's being held. We also have China's Asian manufacturing PMI data. Monday, German, EU, UK, and US PMI data. Also, again, Fed Chair Jerome Powell is speaking. Tuesday, EU CPI, and we get the JOLTS job openings data. Wednesday, we get that ADP employment change data. That's non-farm employment data. Thursday, U.S. jobless claims and Japanese household spending data. And then Friday, we wrap up the week with German factory orders, Canadian employment data, and in the U.S., PCE, personal spending inflation data, factory orders, and December's preliminary Michigan consumer sentiment data, as well as the inflation expectations.